Good evening and welcome back to the DreamHack Summer 2013 DHOpen tournament. We are closing into the end of the day. I say that lightheartedly. We still have 4 best-of-3s to go. The next one, Snute versus Harstem.
Really excited about this match, actually. Snute, of course, in that interview talking about his time in Korea. And since then, he's been doing quite well for himself. I think it was WCS NA where he was in the top 8. Am I correct in that?
Yep.
Not bad.
Beat Crank 3-0 in the quarterfinals, the consolation. He lost in the quarterfinals,
That's
top
right.
8. Consolation games, 3-0 Crank, and then lost in the decider match, 2-3 versus Alicia.
And it was probably the best series of that tournament, actually. The Whirlwind game really comes to mind. If you haven't seen that, check out those VODs. But then again, he'll be going up against Harstem.
Yeah.
And Harstem is, again, I'm going to call him one of the up-and-coming European players, but there's going to be, like, some people out there is like, he's been good for like a year, man. He's not up-and-coming. But I still do consider him up-and-coming because I think he's actually becoming one of the premier European Protosses.
He is, and we're about to see if he can beat a player that's been working incredibly hard recently. And up here on Bell-shaped Vestige to the top left, we do have that Fanatics player. It is Harstem. And there he is. He was able to win one of his first tournaments not so long ago. It was against Rhett in the Dutch StarCraft League, his first tournament victory.
Really cool to see. He actually got tears in his eyes when he won that, and you could tell how big of a deal it was for him. It was really cool to see.
And he's going up against a very difficult opponent by the name of Liquid Snute, who a lot of people are behind here.
Wow.
He's been training incredibly hard recently. He's been living in Korea in the EGTLs, practicing there. He's been playing in WCS America. Didn't quite make it to the WCS season finals, but we're about to see what he can do to brutalize a Protoss player.
Yeah, Harstem, I mean, if I was to be charged with the task of really describing his PvZ, I think I would talk about it as a very, a pretty timing-based PvZ, but not really on the level of like Daisy, who is like 2 base all in kind of guy.
Yeah.
This is more of like I'll go to 3 bases, but with those 3 bases, I will use it to supercharge my Void Ray composition or, you know, complement my Colossus with those Void Rays. But I guess the point I'm trying to illustrate here is he's more of like a very pointed, like 2 bases, now I attack, or 3 bases, now I attack, as opposed to like sit back and defend forever.
Well, we'll see if that's going to work out for him here against Snute, who plays a range of styles.
Yes.
Can really play anything, to be honest. But the thing that's been poking out the most is his swarm host usage.
Yes.
And he really has been focusing on that swarm host unit.
Yep.
And we're about to see the brunt of it potentially here against Harstem.
You bring up a really good point. Snute actually at that WCS NA tournament really showcased not just good swarm host use, but whenever you talk about swarm hosts, you're almost simultaneously talking about the complementary units like Queens and Infestors. And a lot of times Zergs that aren't quite on the level of a Snute, they drop off because that's a lot of multitask to manage those units. Snute makes them look like they're extensions of his own body.
Well said. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Harstem, they both know each other to a certain degree. They're both from Europe. Of course, Snute from
and they're both Dutch.
Norway. Both Dutch. Harstem actually is Dutch here.
All right, see there, I was 1 for 2.
Yeah,
one for 3, actually, if you include the feast snafu. I do apologize to everyone from Belgium because I know that he's very important to your scene. So I thought he was Dutch because he owes all of his success to Grubby.
He can speak Dutch.
Oh, well, there's that too.
There you go. Belgian people are very unique. They can speak French and Dutch.
Seriously?
Yeah, because they can pretty much speak both.
And they make those waffles.
And they make waffles.
What's
and they
not
have
to
great
like?
chocolate and beer.
What is not to like about the Belgian people?
That's right, man. What is not to like? So when it comes down to recent Protoss versus Zerg developments, I mean, we talked a little bit about Snute and, you know, potential swarm host play coming out of him. We've seen a lot of heavy usage and focus on Stargate units.
Yes, we have.
In the Protoss versus Zerg game as a recent.
And I've been watching Feast stream whenever he decides to grace us with it, and he's been definitely dabbling in that composition. And for those of you that are unfamiliar, it usually looks like a pretty standard opening where you open up Stargate, but instead of you'll still see the Fortify Phoenix, like that happens, but oftentimes what happens is it's 1 Void Ray, then it's 2, then it's 3, then you take a third, and then you add 2 more Stargates, and all of a sudden, it's 9 Void Rays. And if you try to go Muta against it, they might not necessarily have the Phoenix at the time, but it takes no time at all to make like 6, and then they have the Phoenix.
So far for Snute, as we can see, pretty normal setup, taking both gases here just as we approach the 6-minute mark. But on the other hand of things, Harstem did get +1 attack down pretty early here.
Yeah.
Pretty early, before anything. He's chrono boosting the Cybernetics core as well.
Right.
How many gateways are we going to see come down?
I'm guessing about 8.
About 8?
8, yeah, maybe 6 if he wants to go the poor man's route. There's no gas in the natural, and he's chrono boosting those things you just pointed out. It's going to be a gateway timing, a big one.
All right, well, the Mothership core on its way from the natural. No probe out on the map, though. There's about one about to leave, I think. Okay, Robo comes down and then gases. So he's
late Robo
down, +1 attack, and gateways before this.
What?
Now like, the Robo comes down.
It's going to be a half-assed gateway like, I'm going to try to cause damage to you, but Snute's getting all this intel. Well, as I say that, he pulled the Overlord back. And now he's coming back to it. So I don't really like that choice. I would have loved if he would have seen when the gas goes down. Because right now he says, well, I'm going to check on the third with this Overlord, but I feel like there should be another Overlord over there, actually.
But Snute's gotten 0 preparation. He's got only just now roaches being made.
Yeah.
The pylon's very, very late, though, here. I mean, +1 attack's about to finish, and the Zealot should be getting in there now. Like, perfect time would have been now. But he's a little bit late with this. And unfortunately for Harstem, by the time he gets Zealots down there, there's going to be a bunch of roaches. And in the bright side of things, there's 6 gases, sorry. There's like 65 drones already.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really punished anything. He slowed himself down by going through gateways before anything else. A Stalker's going to get picked off here for free.
I don't know, like, I mean, so he loses a Stalker there. That's unfortunate, but he's not going to commit to this. I don't know what these Zealots are doing. I don't know what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah.
You should go home. Like, it's done. The second you see roaches, you're like, oh, okay, this is not going to do any damage, so I'll go home.
But, I mean, Harstem's in a bit of a weird situation now. Yeah. He's got 3 more gateways coming down. He's got an Immortal coming on. He's got +1 armor. You nailed his style. Very timing-oriented. I mean, what is he doing now? We have a Hydralisk Den coming down. From what I can see, Snute is just crushing this game. A couple of Zealots do come in that may slow him down, which is actually pretty good, actually, because there's no units around. And he is going to lose a few drones here.
A lot more damage than I thought they should have. Like, the drones should just ran, and then whatever roaches come in and clean that up for free. But there's no third, and Snute sees that. So the 2 base options are, after you see that, like, well, I guess he didn't see the Robo necessarily, did he?
But this is like Snute's play. It's such super fast 6 gas, super fast Hydralisk.
Yeah.
Like, he skipped his evolution chambers, doesn't want to get any upgrades. He just spent all his gas from 6 gases. Remember that, 6 gases incredibly early. Before this little 4-gate +1 Zealot attack timing came in. That means he's got so much gas in the bank to use. He's got Hydra range coming in, as well as Hydra speed will come straight behind it. He's going to have so many Hydralisks. I think we're just going to see Harstem hit a brick wall.
Yeah, the Hydras are just... And he's going for range first, which I really like that choice, by the way. Speed is nice, but you want them to be behind the force fields getting their DPS, and you don't necessarily want them to get into position much faster. I mean, you do want that, but not prioritized over the range.
Behind this, we do have the Infestation Pit coming down by Snute, but he's spread himself out quite beautifully here to accept this attack. Is Harstem going to move into the crunch?
Oh, no, the Immortals might get... well...
One Immortal gets picked off for free there. Another one takes a bit of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple of good force fields trap. A lot of Zerglings here. It's going to slow down Snute a little bit as it, adds on 36 more. But Harstem's coming with his 2 base attack, 1/1 upgrades. He's a little bit pylon blocked, so he can't add on any additional units. Can he break through what Snute has with so many Zerglings coming in?
Snute's now realizing he actually doesn't have to be out mid-map engaging. He's like, wait a second, you're really not taking a third. Like, this is a super all-in.
The Time War comes down to actually save the Warp Prism, but also trapped in a lot of roaches. Look how many Hydras here, doing a lot of damage. They don't have any upgrades. This Protoss army is at 1/1.
Yeah. Just too many Hydras. And he's never going to get at the top of that ramp. I mean, it'd be nice if behind this he was taking a third or adding a robotics bay and really developing his plan. Of course, by that time he'd be facing Swarm Host, and off this 2-base economy, he wouldn't be able to manage it, but... Actually, I thought it was going to be Swarm Host, but it's going to be Hive, so I guess Vipers.
Yeah, he's just going straight for Vipers. Pull those Immortals in, pull the Warp Prism in, get out the game. That's the game plan right now for Snute. Is he sets up, and every time that Harstem tries to break through. Snute is there. He's waiting. He's there with a better spread. He's going to be able to do more damage with his units, and 8 more Hydras going to join in. Harstem keeps on powering through. No transitions, no nothing from him. He is just dead set to kill Snute eventually. Not as much of a supply differential as I thought there'd be. It's just now approaching a little over 30. But earlier it was about 20, so Harstem's going tit for tat in terms of units, and you can see that, obviously, as he's not teching at all. He's not adding an expansion, and he's spending his money. It's only floating 900 minerals, which is not great, but it's not terrible considering he's building off of a good 8 gateways anyways. Yeah, a couple force fields do come down, trap a roach and a couple of Hydras. Still great spread here from Snute, and the amount of damage that these Hydras are dealing. It's going to turn into Hydra Ling, by the way. The roaches are non-existent in terms of production. It's just Hydra Ling. And now we do have the Evolution Chamber coming in, too, to get that bottom attack, but it's not going to be here for a while. Is Harstem going to be able to break through? I don't think so. There's too many Hydralisks here. The force fields are running dry, which means the Zerglings are going to get in. He's doing pretty good, though, with these force fields, chopping a lot of these back. A time warp comes down as well. The Immortals at the front are now exposed. Oh, they're going to fall. They want to get focused down here. Good force fields. One falls down. But still, Snute continues to defend. Harstem continues to hammer this in. He's got 2 force fields to his name, I think. Which won't do anything. There goes one of them. And now all the sentries are gone. Yeah, it's gone. He's dumped his energy. He's going to do some sick Warp Prism Micro here against an army that's 500 times stronger. A lot of Hydralisks. GG. Too many to deal with. Snute picks up map number 1, continues that defense. A pretty good setup there by Snute. Remember, both of these players are 2-0 in their respective group. And now they're playing for seeding between first and second place, as you see Snute on screen, staring down that. I don't want to go too far into this, but I do feel like one of the things that could be possible is that if I'm Harstem and I am a very timing-based Protoss, maybe in this situation where we both advance no matter what, I don't show my builds, because as a timing-based player, builds are your life or death. Like, you're not dependent on your raw mechanics or your macro play. You're dependent on the surprise element of your builds. So maybe against Snute right now, he's not wanting to show off what he has in store for us. Especially in the later stages, there's a lot of other good Zerg players. I think the ratio from Zerg to Protoss and Terran, Zerg doubles everyone. So 62 Zergs signed up. 62 Zergs, roughly 30 Terrans, 30 Protoss. So there's a lot of Zerg players left in this tournament, which Harstem's going to have to go through here. Looks like he's talking to a friend, a coach, I don't know, about what he's going to do. Maybe just a Coke bottle. Or just a Coke bottle. And oh, no, there's a head there. It just moved. I saw it. It's not the Coke bottle. He's not talking. I thought you were trying to be funny. Actually, you didn't. No, I was being serious. Sometimes you can talk to. Do you ever talk to a Monster Energy can? All the time. How often? All the time. Like right now. You speaking to Monster right now? It's at home watching me. Yeah, every day. Do you have you've cleaned out and just leave over? I do actually, but it's not like a Monster can. It's a cantina, or not a cantina. It's a container that you purchase. Yeah, I've seen your players have it. We got them here. It's a water bottle. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. Probably not a cantina. All right, so this is underway, guys. And again, I do want to apologize for my raspy, sultry voice. A lot of people saying very nice things. Also, a lot of people saying I look like shit, though, too. that's not excusable. Like, look, it's a flu, but I look great. Come on. I'm growing my hair out. It's got stuff in it. I'm wearing makeup for hairspray. It's called. Yeah, hairspray. Yeah, you got some hairspray in it. I worked out good beforehand. You're looking great. You're looking great. You sounding crap. It's one of those things where like so many people say it, but they don't mean bad, but it comes off like they're like, "Hey, sorry, you sound sick. You also look like shit." And I'm like, "All right." And then the next thing that comes on, he's like, "Hey, sorry you sound so bad. You also look really sick. You look bad." And I'm like, whoa. Is there a booger in my nose? What's going on? Yeah. All right, well, we are about to jump into this next map, so let's load in the winner of this. Uh-oh. If we don't have an issue. Or, as your countrymen say, an issue. Issue? How do you say it? No, I just heard other British people say issue. Is you? Yeah, ask Total Biscuit one time. Total Biscuit, man. That guy. If there's ever a man that would speak British, it would be Total Biscuit. It would be Total Biscuit. He's got a better accent than I do. I don't know. Apples and oranges. Apples and oranges.
The Muslim on our team, he'll say garage. Do you say garage?
Yeah, I say garage. What do you say, garage?
Garage.
You say garage.
I'm going to park my car in the garage.
What does he say?
Garage. Or garage.
Yeah,
now
garage.
I all messed up.
Yeah, it's the same. It says garage. You messed up. What
did-
other
I did
words
mess
does he?
up.
What other words
just thinking
does
about
the
that.
Muslim tickle you EG guys with? What other words? Come on. You've lived with him for God knows how long, a couple of years.
Yeah,
you can't
I know.
tell me
I know.
a word he says a lot.
I'm trying to think. My memory goes to crap when I'm put on the spot. I'm trying to remember what it is.
Two more people getting dropped.
I've learned that knackered can be used in many different ways. Like
Knackered?
you could be knackered from drinking too much,
Yeah.
or if you just like your elbow hurts, it's knackered.
Knackered,
said
as
that.
in knackered means like tired.
Yeah, I knew it was wrong. Ben, you did British wrong.
Knackered is tired, but you can also say my leg is knackered, which means your legs.
What? Tired?
No, not the tired. It's a more abrasive, vulgar word to describe something that's
What happens to your leg that's abrasive?
it's effed up. You know, it's
That's a
what
weird
knackered
way to
means.
describe that. I thought you were gonna say like your leg had a boner or something like that. I was like, that's not even possible.
Knackered. So knackered and garage. Are the two
Yeah,
words that
yeah.
the
There's
Muslim
more
has.
though. I'm just trying to think of what they would be. What do you? I mean, you're British. You say weird stuff. What's weird?
For me, it's normal, so I can't just rip them out. All right, I don't know.
I'll think. All
right, just hit
I'll
me
text
with
you
one
in 2
after.
weeks when I realize.
Hit me with one.
Are we good to go? There's been a massacre of observers of this game. Do we just proceed?
Yeah, we proceed. It's us that matters.
Oh, that's good. Oh wow, look at that. He even typed to us. Adabisi.
You say Adabisi? I say Adabisi.
Whatever. Take it. I don't know.
Tomato.
He named himself after a horrendous character in the show Oz. Like, what is that?
All right. What is it? It's actually a killer.
A
Adabisi's
rapist.
a killer.
No, a rapist. I didn't want to say it. Look at that.
Down
sad
here.
face. No, don't smile at us, you
In the-
weirdo.
In
Go
the
ahead.
bottom left is Team Liquid Snute. That's how the Koreans do it. And I just did
I
that.
would normally do it, but
I know you normally do it. You always do it. I know you do it. Up here in the top left, it is Fnatic's Harstem. As the blue Protoss. He looks like Justin Timberlake from behind.
He's the actual Dutchman. I got that one right.
He's a flying Dutchman.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
He didn't fly too hot last game. He actually... Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
Well, yeah, he didn't really fly last game, did he?
Flew a warp prism around for a while, I suppose. I like when the battle... That was my favorite part. Like, it's like 3 seconds before he GGWPs, but he's like, you know what? I'm going to go micro some Stalker Warp Prism action for a couple of seconds against that line of Hydras. It's all right.
Do you like doing that against a line of Hydras?
No. I like doing it when it's a closer and it's like cool. And then you're like, oh, wow, he saved that Immortal. But when you're losing, it's like, nah, just get out. You're wasting time.
And that's, unfortunately, what Harstem did previously. Wasted a bit of time against those Hydras because it was never really going to work out for him.
Oh, look at this. How much you want to bet they're both going to cross? Well, I mean, not... No, okay.
No, man.
Should've
There's
taken
an
that bet.
Overlord there. They know where they are.
It would have been a great bet for you. Like, how much you want to bet? You're like, $1 million. Like, all right, I take it.
The Overlord has seen it, Jeff.
Yeah.
How do you say your name? Do you say it the same as I say it, Jeff?
Jeff, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. Just checking if there was any
Jeffrey Rush.
cross ocean.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
I love the word Jeffrey.
They all spell it the same?
No. We spell it completely different. We spell it Jeffrey. That's how we spell Jeffrey.
Do you know my name is actually like, it's, well, no, never mind. I'm not going to try to defend my name.
Look at Snute Spilled and talk to me about it, please.
Gases 3 hatch, a throwback to Wings of Liberty.
He did it. Is this like against Nexus first? It's just perfectly fine, nothing
Sure.
to worry about.
Yeah.
Everything's back to Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you're really
Mindset.
concerned about at that point in time is like a cannon rush, and he's not doing the greatest job checking out his third. If I'm not mistaken, there's not an Overlord there, right?
No.
Oh, there is. Never mind. Sorry. no cannon rush possible. So yeah, this is great.
All right, well, what's Harstem going to do is one of the biggest questions I think everybody kind of has. Because this series is going to be, what's Harstem going to do? And we'll have to find out very shortly whether he's going to play aggressive again.
I think it should. I mean, it's a Star Station, which is not a good Protoss versus Zerg map in general, because that third is so hard to take. So on a map where a third base is hard to take, what should be in the back of a Zerg's mind and at the front of a Protoss's mind is, how am I going to do enough damage to justify that? Like, you can't just take a natural third and hope the Zerg's not going aggressive, because if they are, you're dead.
All right, well, we'll find out here. Look at that. Harstem taking a sentry and a gas, a third gas quite early here. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Stargate. There we go. So Stargate. From this, it does, I mean, okay, how many aggressive two-base builds are there when you open up Stargate?
Well, there's that 2-2-2 that people have been talking about. Off the two bases, you go 2 Immortal, 2 Colossus, and before that, you can go 4 to 5 Phoenix. Of course, it delays it a little bit, but if you get equal damage out in 4 Spore Crawlers, it delays the timing of the attack, but it creates the same scenario, only now you have Phoenix, which can, you know, pick up key units and harass Overlords, that kind of a thing. But to answer your question, that's about it. Like, you don't want Phoenix and then a 2-base timing. You don't want low count Void Rays, because all they have to do is make extra queens. All
right, we have a Void Ray being made. And Gateway's been thrown down immediately here. So 3 additional gateways. So the couple of things that this is, I mean, there's the 1 Void Ray third base to make sure you can take it, no problem, against any ground units. Of course, there's no units that can attack air for a while in this game.
It's possible.
We'll
that could be what he's looking to do. I mean,
but then again, he runs into the problem where you say the third base is difficult to hold on to.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, if he tries to take a third base off just 1 Void Ray now, he runs into the problem you said where it's going to be difficult to hold on to his third base himself. A second Void Ray. Would you a second one?
I don't know. I mean, he might drop down more gateways. Like, he's already adding 3, but maybe he adds 3 or 4 more. It does that White Raw timing from early 2011, which is where you make like 3 or 4 Void Rays and then make pure Zealots behind it.
But he's at quite a comfortable probe count already. He's at 50, 51.
Oh, there's the third.
There's the third base. So he is going to take this third behind a couple of Void Rays.
Yeah, I mean, so we are going to have to wait till Hydralisk with that. You don't slow walk Queens over there. But I like Snute's response. Immediately takes the 4th. He's actually got quite a late lair, but if you look at his saturation, 73 drones. He doesn't have to make any more at all, basically. He is adding 7 more, so screw what I just said. But for the most part, he's good on that. So now it's pure units.
Well, this Void Ray's actually found this 4th base, and there is no creep connected. And these queens are not going to prevent this from going down here.
It's canceled. It's canceled for sure.
Yeah. But there's a lot of units coming out for Snute now. He's got 18, 20 Zergins. He's actually expanding towards his opponent here.
That's really weird.
This is super interesting. Double Stargate coming down here by Harstem too. And we are going to see a hatchery placed down here. This only means aggression towards his third. That, like, yeah, I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna mine from this base. I'm gonna let you shoot down from the high ground into my drone line and maybe pick off my extractor. I like that. No, Jeff. No, that's not what it's like.
It's not good.
That's not good. So he's gonna he has to be rallying units over.
Yeah.
Bring this third down.
I actually don't know that I like Snute's response so far. Lots of links. If he gets us around in these sentries, then I love what he's doing, and I love it. Never mind. Everything I was about to say, screw that.
Oh, a couple more forces do go down. Roach is getting pushed in there. Sentries are falling rapidly here. Unfortunately, with supply block, they have to build 5 Volvos in a row. Otherwise, we'll see a lot more units here. 1 Zealot and 3 Void Rays to defend this. That third, get out of here.
The other Void Rays were parked at the 4th base. They're not any... Oh, my gosh. They're just not coming... I mean, they might have killed a queen or 2, but he's going to lose the 3rd. So I ask you the NASL question of the year, at what cost, Apollo?
But at what cost?
At what cost?
But at what cost?
At cost. Think of it, at what it is. I just sounded like Jerry Seinfeld now. My voice is changing. I like it. So I still hate this 4th base, by the way. I freaking hate it. But because he smashed the 3rd and the probes got trapped, as long as Snute... Like, it's weird that he doesn't have a Hydralisk Den. That's weird. He's making infestors.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's making queens.
Queens and Infestors. This is a very difficult combination for only Void Rays to deal with. Because at this point, there's 1,000 gas.
Oh my
no
god.
Longer.
Oh my god.
1,000 gas gone, and all of a sudden, 12 Infestors are coming out. In combination with Queens, Fungal, Infested Terrans. Wow, Harstem's in trouble.
12 Infestors at one time. Okay, well, yes, Harstem is in a lot of trouble. All of a sudden, that base becomes a cool, like, way station. They're like, all right, let's meet up here before we go destroy the Protoss.
And he will destroy the Protoss.
Yeah.
This is looking very, very bad here for Harstem. I mean, we're seeing the Enduring Locust upgrade coming in. We'll see some Swarm Hosts later on if this game somehow survives.
Oh,
but what we're going to see is a couple of Fungals.
Oh, the Fungal hits
and
everything.
These Queens are going to headbutt. Spit. I don't even know what they're doing
like
to these
forehead
Void Rays.
toss.
But they are
that's
bringing
it.
them
That's
down.
it. Harstem's dead. He's going to lose all his Void Rays.
Remember, he focused on adding on a second and third Stargate. The Void Rays are falling down. His army is Void Ray and Zealots, all beaten by Infestors and Queen. Snute is looking absolutely great here in DreamHack, live from Jönköping in Sweden, as he's about to take a 2-0 shortly. There it is. GG. Liquid Snute 2-0 over Harstem. Quite convincingly, advances in first place 3-0, 6-0 in maps in his group.